Hello Year 5, this is week 3, Wednesday's maths lesson. So our final day looking at rounding and adjusting in mental maths. We're going to be looking once again at some subtraction this time today. So hopefully we're becoming quite a bit more familiar with this and a bit more confident with these. So we're going to start with this first one here. We've got 156 take away 199. We can see then that this is close to 200. Let me put a nicer colour on in that colour. So we've got 456. We're going to take away 200. So just 2 hundreds from the hundreds column, which leaves us with 256. However, we have taken away one too many, so we need to make sure that we add that one back on, which gives us the answer of 257. So we'll put that up there as well, the answer of 257. Okay, looking over here then, we've got 6,837, take away 2,998. This is obviously very close to 3,000. So we're going to take our 6,837, we're going to subtract 3,000 from it, so 3 thousands from the thousands column leaves us with 3,837. However, we have taken away two too many, so with our 3,837 we're going to need to add 2 back on, which gives us 3,839. I'll put that in there as well. And finally then, for those of you that would wish to have a challenge, we've got 2.9 here, which is close to 3. So we're going to do 6.7 take away 3 ones, which is equal to 3.7. But we've taken away 0.1, a tenth too much. So we need to add it back on. So we get the answer of 3.8 there. So we've got 3.8. So calculations for you to have a go at, and you can try. If you wish to, on the end of your blue column you could add in some numbers around decimal, so you might decide you might want to try 14.6 minus 5.9. You can do some ones that are close to 1 there as well. So have a go at solving those. If you pause the video, and the next slide will be the answers for you. Okay, so just some answers there for you, and if you had a go at my decimal one down the bottom here, we rounded it to 6, so we took 6 away from 14.6, which gave us 8.6. We needed to add 1 back on, which is 8.9, so you can mark those answers now. Sorry, I knew there was something went wrong there. It's 8.7, isn't it? Not 8.9, 8.7. That looks better. Always good to check. Okay, so today then we are going to be moving on from looking at our column method from yesterday to exploring actually what is the most efficient strategy, because we all tend to sort of home in on using a column method whenever we're asked to add, but we've already seen over the past couple of weeks that there are some other strategies that sometimes work better depending on what the numbers are. So how will you be successful today? We're going to need to explain why certain strategies are better than others and quicker, more efficient than others, lay your work out clearly, and once again just recognising the digits in different positions have a different value, and that's of real importance today. So I want you to have a look at these 3 calculations. 14,567 add 56,333. 4,600 add 1,233. And finally 4,622 add, shouldn't be a comma there, should there, 299. Maybe think about how would you go about solving these calculations? Maybe which one do you think is the easiest and why? Might not necessarily just be the one with the smallest numbers. And just explore that for a couple of minutes if you wish to pause the video. So let's have a look at the first one. Personally, I would be inclined to use a column method for the first calculation, simply because there are lots of crossing of barriers and boundaries between the different place values. So if you can see, even straight away, 3 add 7 ones is 10 ones. So we are carrying over our 1 10. So we can see there's going to be lots of crossing of boundaries going on. 3 tens add 6 tens is 9 tens. Add another one is 10 tens. We've got 300 add 500 is 800. Add another is 900. And 6,000 add 4,000 is again 10,000. So we carry over our 10, our 110. And 50,000 add 10,000 is 60, and another is 70,000. So actually for that one, because we are crossing place value boundaries, we're having to carry, it's probably using a column method is the most efficient for that one. Now, actually, when you actually look at this next question, we can actually use our knowledge of place value, because actually there is no crossing of boundaries and place value in this question. If we look very closely, we can actually simply add 4,000 to the 1,000 to give us 5,000, and the 600 to actually the 200, which gives us 800, and then actually our 33 can stay the same. And we can actually do that with possibly in our head, or maybe this sort of visual model here that might help. And when we put it back together, can call this sometimes looking at it in terms of place value, partitioning, we can actually see that then the answer is going to be 5,833. And sometimes that's quite useful to see that in the place value column as well. So you can see there, actually, there is no crossing of boundaries, and in some columns there's no adding at all. So the place value method might be a good strategy to use for that sort of question. And finally, rounding and adjusting, something we've looked at before, so hopefully we'll be able to be quite quick at this one. We can see that 299 is very close to 300. So we are going to do 4,622, add 300. So we're adding to this hundreds column here, equals 4,622. However, we've added on one too many. So if we take that one off, we're going to be left with 4,000. Oh, can you see my mistake there? 4,622 add 300 should have been there. Apologies, year 5. It should have been there. Let's try that again. 4,900. See, even teachers make mistakes. 4,922 minus 1 is 4,921. So we can see there we've used that rounding and adjusting strategy. We've rounded up to 300. We've added to the hundreds. Mrs. Gill needs to remember to actually do that. You can see there 4,922. Take away the 1, 4,921. So actually, when we are looking at addition problems, we don't always need to resort to column method. We can look at other methods, possibly thinking about our place value knowledge and our rounding and adjusting strategy. So today you're going to be given a range of calculations, and I want you to try and sort those calculations into ones that are column addition. You know, you can't hold it in your head, it won't work with some mental jottings. Those that are maybe place value, and those that maybe you could see you could round and adjust, and then have a go at calculating those for me. Some of you then will have a little reasoning problem on the end then to try and find 2 different ways to solve this problem. So the one we can go to straight away, the one we're very reliable with, but it's not always the quickest, is our column method. So we'll do that one there. So we can do a column method here. We've got 5 ones, 8 tens, 9 hundreds and 9 ones there. And actually by doing that I can see possibly the other method I could have potentially used was actually that place value knowledge, to see that actually my 8,000 and my 1,000 will give me 9,000, my 5,000 and my 4,000, sorry, my 500 and my 400 will give me 900, and my 50 and my 30 will give me 80, and my 2 and my 3 will give me 5. Okay, and that's only going to work, that place value there, as long as there is no crossing of boundaries, which there wasn't. So those are my 2 examples. It then says explain which one was the most efficient and why. Well, I think actually that place value one was. It was much quicker, and actually that's something I could do in my head mentally. So it's actually what we call the most efficient. It's the quickest, rather than writing down the columns. So we look forward to seeing your work later. Thank you.